of the season and you get a few days off in a row. How have you tried to approach these 3 days, and what are you trying to get out of it for your group?
Well, having the day off yesterday, it was good to get these guys back in the gym, back to the fundamentals of work. The offensive side of the ball, stepping in, taking our shots, making shots with confidence. Defensively, back to the fundamentals of things similar. All the little things that you kind of drop off throughout the year that we want to make sure that we just tighten up.
This late in the year, what's the energy level like, and is there any extra energy coming off that loss in Sacramento? How was practice?
Practice was great today. We've said this from the beginning of when we first got here, that we're going to be the same win or lose. It's about putting the work in, continuing the process of what we do, of getting guys better, honing in on our skills and what we're capable of doing when we're at our best.
How important is this stretch, knowing it's, I think, the last 2-day break you guys have before the end of the season, kind of the last deep breath before that last 11-game sprint?
It's big. I think the ability to, again, tighten up the things that we need to, but do it with the right mindset of recovery, getting the rest that we need, but also putting the detailed work to make sure we continue to tighten up on those little small things within the game.
Is Caleb able to practice today?
Caleb and G were not able to practice today.
You said Caleb.
Caleb and Gary were not available to practice today.
Jamal, what did the film teach you about the last game?
There's so many little things within it. I think that the idea that we didn't make shots in this game, but we were able to hold it down defensively. It taught us about the poise that we need to have going into games, whether we are getting calls or not getting calls, that we have to stay the poise, stay the course, no matter what's happening within the game. But just those little small pieces that our defense is going to carry us any given night, whether we're making shots or not.
Do you look at the last 2-minute report? Is that something you even pay attention to?
You look at it, and it's fine, but when it's all said and done, it happened real time. You cannot change it, so you have to learn from it and move on.
You're thinking about kind of the poise, in a playoff series. You're going to lose games. You're going to be in games like that. No team's gone 16-0 in a playoff series. How important is it to be able to bounce back from a loss like that as you're getting ready for the postseason?
I think it's so important to not hang your head regardless of what happens. That's why we say, whatever, win or lose, we're going to come in and work the same way, and we're going to work smart. We're going to detail that work and help our guys understand exactly what it takes. That last play is not the determiner of the game. It's what happens throughout the game that changes the course towards the end.
How long did it take you to recover emotionally from that loss? Maybe it was 1 minute after the final buzzer. Maybe it was 1 hour. I don't know.
Honestly, for myself and us, you give yourself a 24-hour period to look at the film, to understand what's happening within the game, but it's all about the learning lessons in situations like that, whether you win or lose. So ultimately, for me, I'll look at the film that night, and depending on where I am, in that state of how the game went, I may look at the film the next day. But a lot of times it just varies depending on the situation of the game.
This might require a longer answer from you. How difficult was it for you to teach guys in most cases new to the league, that defense matters?
Well, I think for this group, ultimately what it meant was you bring in the right personnel, guys that want and are willing to defend, not just from a mindset, but also physically are capable of doing it. And the ones that may not be as capable, they understand the positioning, they understand the timing, they understand the techniques that it takes in order to do it the right way. So with a long answer to that, it just takes a period of maybe a half of the year for them to understand exactly what you're asking them to do, and then being able to apply it on a consistent basis. And that takes game reps, that takes a lot of practice reps, that takes summer times in order to get that in.
That wasn't a long answer.
Coach, your group will have a clinic here tonight. Yeah. Bulls out in the community doing an event. What does it say about about this group? It seems like anytime you get some off days, you're also putting work in the community as well.
Well, it's what this group and this organization understands, that it's about the court, but we say you want to be champions on and off the court. You want to give back. You want to take care of the people that are out supporting us and doing things for this organization and this team. So for us to do a kids clinic, and we're talking about practice today being about the fundamentals, it couldn't come at a better time. So we talked to the guys about fundamentals in practice today, then the clinic is going to be about the fundamentals of the game. So I think it's so important. And then for Cole's event, I just think it's such a great opportunity to continue to give back, and the guys will be there supporting him. And I think that's so important, that when we do events, that guys are there supporting each other, because over and over again, we've said it, this is what this team is about, not just on the court support, but off the court as well. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Thank you.
It's rare this time of year that you guys get a few days in between games. What have you guys tried to accomplish over the last few days and getting ready for a Golden State team on Wednesday?
We had a really good day of rest yesterday. That was nice. I got a good workout in. Kind of goes against the rest day, but that had a good practice today. We'll get another one tomorrow, and then we'll just be ready and well rested to take on a good Golden State team tomorrow.
How important is having a couple days off to kind of refresh you guys for the playoffs? I think it's the last 2 days that you guys have until the end of the season.
Sure, this is like a 3-day break for real. But yeah, I mean, we just got to take advantage of this time. Obviously, don't want to kill our bodies, but at the same time, want to make sure we can get the work in that we need, touch up the mistakes and the shortcomings we have as a team. And yeah, man, can't complain about a couple days off.
Well, the last 2-minute report said you were supposed to be fouled by Sabonis.
On that layup, right? Yeah, I know.
Layup.
I already know. I know. They bad.
Is that something you look at? Is that something you worry about? Or once the game's over, like how long after do you just move on from what happened? That's that.
I'm gonna keep it about. I haven't looked at the 2-minute report yet. I kind of wait for people to tell me, but it is what it is, man. The rest are human. They're gonna make mistakes, and it gets kind of difficult in that last 2 minutes of the game because most refs don't want to kind of dictate the outcome, so they try, unless it's really necessary to not blow that whistle. So I understand where they're coming from, and also, that stuff happens in real time. So obviously, it's easy to go look back at some on film, slow it down, and see, oh yeah, this is a foul. But in real time, that's hard to see. So I think the refs did a great job that game. I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like they let both sides play, and it was a heck of a game. I mean, obviously they ended up getting a dub, but it happens sometimes. Sometimes the ball's gonna bounce in the other direction.
Knowing that there's never been a team that goes 16-0 in a playoff run, how important is it to learn how to bounce back from losses like that against quality opponents, knowing that you're probably going to face a loss exactly like that in the playoffs or be in games like that in the playoffs?
I mean, look, it's good. It's great practice against a team that is a playoff team that has playoff experience in a playoff environment where we have a sold-out crowd, where the refs let you play like it's a playoff series. So I mean, it's a heck of a learning experience, man. So I think we just got to take advantage of it, take the good, take the bad away from it, and build from it.
How did Coach Mosley keep everybody tuned and locked into the defensive end and hold guys accountable when the team wasn't playing for the playoffs years ago?
I don't know, man. These last couple of years has been a blur, man. I'm just so focused on this season, you know what I'm saying? This winning season we're having. I try to, dang, Gogan. Dunked on Chuma. But Mose, since day one, Mose has come in and really tried to hold everyone here to a higher standard than what has been previously held to. I mean, whether that was college, high school, whatever it was, we got a bunch of young dudes, so wherever we came from. And he told us from day one, even, his first day in coaching, he told us that we were going to be a defensive-minded team that, beats teams with our defense. And he's done a great job at holding us to that standard and staying consistent with that since he's become the head coach of this team, since the first time I met him. And, he's come a long way as a coach. We've come a long way as players, and it's been fun. And, just big shout out to Mose. He's done a great job. And it's my dog.
How does he keep, for someone who's thought of as a player's coach, someone who players love to play for, what does accountability from Jamal Mosley look like?
It looks different, you know. Sometimes, you know, he gonna have to get on us. He gonna have to, you know, look us in our face and be like, yo, what are we doing? Like, what is this? Like y'all are better at this. We can do better at this. Sometimes it might just, you know, might be him, you know, getting hot-headed. It all depends on the situation and kind of what he feels is right for the situation. But he does a great job of just staying consistent with us and not, you know, not what's what I'm looking for? Not what's what I'm looking for? Not allowing us to take possessions off. I want to say that. It just, you know, trying to ensuring that we give 110% every time we step on that floor, whether it's here in practice, whether it's in the game, and just trying to get the most out of us. What I think he does a great job of.
Well, you're a good spokesman. If you were making your pitch for Coach Mose for Coach of the Year, you know, how would you go about it to an outsider?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think maybe we'll probably this year have probably be top 3 and biggest jump in wins again. I mean, that'd be 2 straight seasons right there. So I mean, I know they don't count the previous season, but you're just seeing the direction, the trajectory he's going on. That should tell you what it is right here. I mean, we haven't really changed the roster much. Players have stayed the same. We've all obviously gotten better, but he's obviously gotten better as a coach too. And so, you know, he's learning, we're learning, and we just gonna keep improving.
What does it say about this organization? It seems like every time you guys get a day off, you're out there doing something in the community. You have something tonight. There's a kids clinic here on this court tonight as well. What does it say about this group that it's a continuous effort in that area?
We've got a great group of guys, and when I say that, I don't mean just great basketball players. We have a bunch of high character dudes on this team, and that means just we all look out for each other. And now we don't only just look out for each other. We try to do what we can for the community. We have several dudes who give stuff back. I know Wendell just had his fundraiser a few weeks ago, which I went to, which was a dope event at Top Golf. Yeah, I got to check that joint out next year. I know. Did any of y'all come to that? Well, I know some people there. There's people there. But yeah, so just this stuff is important, man, because, you know, it's bigger than basketball. And basketball, obviously, it's a big part of our lives, but there are other aspects to our lives, and that whether that's our family, you know, trying to give back to the community, give back to people who are less fortunate than us. And, you know, I think everyone on this team does their part in trying to help do that. And, you know, today I got my event. It's going to be dope. Primrose Lanes, 6 to 10 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Come out, it's going to be a good time. But, yeah, man, we got some good dudes on this team.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all.
Anything